This is Our Eye on the EU, Inter Alia's outlook on EU affairs through different lenses.
The European Parliament voted in favor of the Rearm Europe plan.
In a world system with two ongoing wars and with a newly elected American leadership showing no clear signs of warmth in its transatlantic cooperation with Europe and especially the European Union, the Union institutions are called upon to make a tough, economically speaking, decision. The Rearm Europe plan and its ratification by the European Parliament sends a clear, positive and substantial step.
For years, public expenses for decarbonization, social and health programs have been strangled by fiscal constraints. Today, EU institutions approved an €800 billion rearmament plan without hesitation. The EU is openly admitting that security and defense can come at the expense of people's needs and rights, and once again, it's taxpayers who pay the bill.
The European Commission has adopted the roadmap for women's rights.
Women's rights are human rights. The EU has in its code of values the protection and respect of human rights and, of course, women's rights. The Commission's roadmap for women's rights deserves attention. At the same time, however, it is necessary to work hard to protect women from domestic violence and discrimination, both sexual and verbal, which unfortunately perpetuate anachronistic voices in Europe and beyond.
While attacks on women's rights multiply across Europe and beyond, this document completely misses the point. Women need legal protection, funding and concrete support now, not vague commitments for the future. A plan that ignores gender-based violence, sexual and reproductive rights and social justice is not a roadmap, but a dead end, another empty promise.
A union of skills has been launched in response to the skills crisis in Europe.
The European economy is facing an economic competition between the two superpowers of China and the United States of America. Unfortunately, Europe is lagging behind the other two. What is needed is a drastic response and a boost to the economy with skills and capabilities that will strengthen the union's productivity and position. Of course, this means respecting labor rights and fair economic rewards for workers. However, at the same time, the issue of training and education in order to determine through joint initiatives whether the provision of skills necessary for the EU economy can be improved.
The Union of Skills fails to address the root causes of the skills crisis: precarious job, wage suppression and underfunded public education. Reskilling alone won't protect workers if employers continue exploiting flexible contracts and low wages. The proposal falls short of concrete measures, such as strengthened labor rights or ensuring that upskilling leads to secure and dignified jobs and working conditions.